Hey y'all. I think I'm gonna call this part of my channel like real talk or whatever the fuck. Not whatever the fuck. Like, I think I'm gonna call it like honest chats. I don't know. We'll come up with a title later. But I just like kind of like woke up today and like I fucking hate everybody in my life. I know hate is such a strong word, but it's like I don't like these people. I don't like them. Like, I think I've been like masking myself for so long and like being somebody else or being the edited version of who I want, people to see for so long that it's like I done attracted the wrong people into my life or people that just don't match what I who I truly see myself as internally. And I'm not sure where and when I got so quiet about shit. Like, I don't know. I think I found out recently that like the inner child um, resonates right here in the heart chakra, um, specifically the or is it the throat? It's in here, and I think it's the heart though. I'm not perspective, and I forget which organ it is, but that organ goes atrophy if it's not like used, and it mostly goes atrophy once you get into your ego stage of like teenage years, and like and then it gets like completely dormant or shut down when you become an adult most of the time, especially when you like, oh, you gotta get a job, go to school, all this gotta do energy. So I was like, I've been like doing a lot of inner child work. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram. I've been talking a lot about it, but like I've noticed that like through my work, I've been through my work, I've been parenting my son based on reparenting myself. So, I mean, it does make sense. Like, I understand that with all these spiritual concepts, all these things, if I have a question about something, I used to go and like ask other people that have done it, but then that like led me down like the wrong paths that weren't for me, and just a lot of headache that I didn't need. And so I decided like anyways, I don't know, I got into like just like went out there. But anyway, so I decided to like start reading about psychology, learning about the chakras and like healing myself, because I'm still postpartum and healing from, mind, body, soul, emotions, physical body. I said that. From postpartum, from having a baby. And so I decided to go with the Montessori method, and like I've been reading up on it, and like honestly, just like doing my research on it, it just sounds like, because I read about the history of it, because it comes from Maria Montessori, and she said the way she came up with the style was she never patented. She just used her like scientific mind. So she's actually a doctor. She was actually a medical doctor, I think a pediatrician, and they called her into this orphanage because the kids were like acting out, I want to say, and they called her in because they wanted her to treat the kids for behavior issues. And she realized that the kids didn't need like medicine or anything like that. They just needed somebody to, understand them. And she just basically incorporated like her scientific mind. So she created a hypothesis and set up her observations of the children and tried different techniques and saw how things worked. And so that's why you have the Montessori method. And so just by that mindset alone, I understand that like what I was doing before I even understood there was a whole method about it, where I was letting my son, like, instead of me being like, don't get me wrong, like at first I was like, oh my God, like I gotta make sure he's like this and he got this and he gotta have this he gotta have every type of teething toy. I don't know, new parents just thinking they need every fucking thing when they end up chewing on fucking, what was my son? He chewed on anything he could get his hands on, and it was like hard shit, like what the fuck? Or all they needed was a fucking dish rag or something, or a towel, a wet towel or something. Anyway, so I started like sitting back. This was before I even found out this method. I started sitting back and like watching him and like letting him lead me into like what the next stages of his development were. So like, how I knew he was growing teeth in, like I would understand like, oh, he's growing teeth in when he start chewing on every fucking thing, which is, most people know that. And like I could tell if it was gonna be a bad one. Like, since I still breastfeed, or still breastfeed and still was breastfeeding, I was able to like understand when he needed certain things, because I would pump I would be full more or longer, and like he would want me more, like cling to me more, and he would like be he would cling to me more and like want me more, want to get on the boob more. And I'm like, I always think like, why? And then of course he like, when it's like real bad, like recently he had stopped eating. He was only like drinking milk, and he would eat stuff here and there, but not really. And so I was pumping more breast milk than normal, and like that kind of, long story short, I know that, oh, let me make sure I have his medicine, because with teething, that's like, the nose, the mouth, and the ears are all connected. That's all your sinuses. And Mecca was growing, like this last time, he was growing like 8 teeth all at once. They wasn't like all cutting through at once. I think it was like 2 trying to cut through at the same time. Like, he's still cutting, like they still growing. It's just not, as intense, because that first stage was just like they was all trying to come in all at once. I know that shit was annoying. And so I get like the infant drops, and like, so I can make sure I keep his temperature down. And then I keep the what's that dang them tooth tabs, the them little ash they dissolve in the mouth. That shit works. I don't know what they did with that, but that works. That's what actually worked. So yeah, that. And then this was just like a really impromptu video. I think that I'm gonna do this like part 1 for like the 4th trimester. I think that's what this video is gonna call. But the 4th trimester has been like a motherfucker. And like I don't even, I don't even know. I wouldn't even be able to sum it up. Like, it's just, but it's been a blessing. But it's just been like, it's just been, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Anyway, so like, I think, what else can I talk about the 4th trimester? 4th trimester, I can say like, I think I want to talk about postpartum depression and like the blues and psychosis in the next video, because I want to do like a whole elaborate conversation about it, because I think the understanding, well, there is more information coming about each one every year, so I can't like generalize and say, oh, the conversation is not in the right direction, but the fact that they're even talking about it is a good thing. Like, I just think about so many like mom-child issues, which I think about my mother. I'm estranged from my own mother, which that's another story. That's a lot. But anyways, so like postpartum depression, I think I was suffering from that, because it would just feel like some days, because I had the blues, which was like, I just want to go to sleep, and I want to go to sleep, and I want to just, I don't know, just sit and not do nothing. Like, the blues, like, I just want to go to sleep, and you haven't had sleep, you want to take a bath, and like, you just want to be with yourself for a few minutes, which I'm kind of generalizing, based off what I was feeling. So I'm going to talk about it even more, like more in depth, with like medical information, websites, citing my sources and stuff in the next video. But like for now, I'm going to say like I did suffer from depression, and I'm just kind of now like, admitting it to myself. And I think majority of the reason was like my pregnancy was cool, but like it was a lot of like endings for me. Like my life like flipped upside down, like Will Smith. Like it turned upside down. What it was not what it was anymore. Like I felt like I didn't have any like footing. I couldn't tell like what was gonna happen. All I knew was I was gonna be a mom, and like I just had this. It's basically the whole process from becoming pregnant. Finding out I was pregnant, to like the whole pregnancy, and like switching my life up and everything was like a learning lesson for me to reconnect back with self. And I mean capital S self. Like an alchemy. So like the soul. That's all I can say. The biggest lesson was to connect back to my soul, which translated into me understanding the womb, understanding this universe. And I'm not like, oh, I'm a wizard, but I do have some wisdom about it. I have some knowledge and understanding. understanding my body, understanding my own body, not what society says about my body, what my partner says about my body, or what other people say about their own situation. Then understanding like ancestors and like tapping into, I want to know like a lot more about, I've been always like this where I wanted to know about my family and like the family history and what they do, why can I sing so well. Oh, my mom can sing, and then her mom, people before her could sing, and like that's probably why I can sing. Like I think I learned about DNA in like high school or something. I was just like, oh my god, I'm fascinated. I just want to know like why, where did these things come from, you know. And it started getting me, you know, so I talk about spirituality on this channel, and I'm still getting comfortable with talking about spirituality like openly, because you know, private wise I do my thing, but like I keep getting this same like nudge or message, or I kept getting it to like open up and tell my story, talk about spiritual things, like open up, really open up, tell my story, tell the truth. And I'm dang, I just thought about something. I was just like, you know, like, so like the Tower card in the Tarot deck, I think I'm starting to really understand that card. I think people usually say like the Tower is like endings, or well, the death card for me would be like endings. Endings, and then like new beginnings or something like that, or a new cycle is about to begin. But the Tower is like change, so it literally is like the chaos card. I was always wondering, I'm like, why is everything like blowing up and like people jumping off of buildings, and like I think it literally has to do with chaos. And I've never heard anybody say this, but chaos is change. It is the nothingness of the universe. And I'm starting to understand that card more. I used to be so scared when like it would come up in my reading or something, or like when I just was like, oh my god, like I'm so tired. Like, but now I understand like change is like good, because I think one day I had this like epiphany, and I was just like, you know how you will hurt yourself, and like eventually you can get to a point where you can talk about like, oh yeah, I got this scar from I had burned myself doing, I don't know, some random, you know, like I fell off my bike as a kid, and at that time, you know, as a kid, it like hurt you, like you was crying real, you know, hard about it. But now you just have a scar that, you know, that's attached to that memory. And I think the scar is a reminder to you of the lesson that you learned from that memory. So like the scars, you can look at the scar and you'll remember, but you'll really just remember the feeling or the energy you got from it. So like once you calm down, you realize, oh, it really, like I have this scar on my knee, and like it was from, I was playing outside, and I think I was like 3. I think it was on my 3rd birthday or 4th. I think I was turning 4, but we was playing outside, and they told us not to go into this little dirt part. But we was playing tag, I think, or hide and go seek. I think we was playing hide and go seek. Hide and go seek at night in the dark. That shit was fun. Just telling you, hide and go seek at night in the dark. So, anyway, so he was running, and like I was trying to get away because I was trying to get on the base, which was the porch, and I ran in there and I slipped and fell, and a stick went right through my knee. I'm like, God damn it. I was crying, and then I don't know who was patching me up. They was just like, stop crying. Now, look at, and they was talking to me, and like, they was like, now look at your knee. You ain't even paying attention to it. Hold on, y'all. God damn it. That's just throwing up game signs. But they like, you're not even paying attention to it. You don't it don't even hurt, do it? I'm like, dang, you right, it don't even hurt. And I was just like, so the initial impact of it was just shock, really. And then like I saw the blood and it was like I really was just like, dang. I think I was more upset at the fact that I got yelled at because I ran through the dirt. I think I was more upset at that than anything else. And I wanted to be, held or cuddled because of that. That's crazy. I'm starting to like see that from a different perspective. It's crazy, but back to the Montessori thing, like, this is just, I guess I'm gonna say this is like part one, and it's just like random. Like, you probably just could just sit and listen. But like with my son, I think that memory kind of helps me to understand that he sometimes just wants to be, held. He is so affectionate. Like, he is so affectionate. It's like so affectionate, and like he want to cuddle all the time and like be held, and sometimes he don't though. Like he'll push you off of him, and like he'll get up off of you and be like doing his own thing, chilling. But like I that kind of, dang, I haven't thought about that memory in so fucking long. Like, it's crazy. That kind of makes me understand, like, that's like children, we see the world initially through our emotions. Our emotions is how we connect to this world. That's how we connect to this world. And like, you gotta think about it, children communicate through their emotions because they can't speak yet. They're still getting, like, they're developing, they're still getting acclimated to this like realm. Like, they came from a different realm before they got here, and they trying to understand who you are, who this woman is that's like in my face all the time. Oh, she smells just like the womb, so this must be my mom. And then like, who's this father, who this man is, like, that's always around. Like, who is these people? And then, I don't know. This has been very random and rambling, but I just felt like I needed to talk and say something. I seriously, like, I understand, like, the tower card is like, because right now it's like a lot to do with like chaos energy. I know y'all probably seen this little spot on my wall. This from my hair. Ignore it. But it's like a symbol of change. But change is good, especially if it's something that you want to change. Like, instead of having people in your life that don't necessarily they blame you for they blame you for, how do I say this? Whereas the blame is not placed in the right direction. Like, I've gotten to a point where I just like cut myself off from people, and I'm really wanting to stop doing that. Like, I think I just want to, I understand, psychologically I understand people more just by studying and like listening and figuring out on my own. But like, I used to just, oh, I'm gonna cut this person out of my life, and like I'm gonna be done with it. But at this point, through this spiritual journey, which has been like mind opening, like eye opening, like every time I encounter the tower moments, it's like people move out of my life. Like, it's like chess pieces, because I'm playing chess, I'm not playing checkers. You playing chess, you moving. It's especially if you got a good game and it's a good opponent. Your opponent is this material realm, or your lower self, or higher self, lower self, or the humanity and the ego. Like, humanity is the ego and the the soul. Like, those are the divisions, whatever. So I'm understanding that, like, once the tower happens, the tower is more like it's a chance for manifestation or creation, because the womb holds that energy of nothingness, and like a baby, a human child comes up out of it. And just thinking about how complex it is to create a child, and like how much of a miracle that is. And then you understand, like, you get deeper into it. I just like read something recently about like love, and I think that's honestly what the essence of chaos is, like love. I understand that people think, I had a dream last night about this, which I kind of already like had this like mental volleyball about. Like, the highest energy is love, right? And love transforms everything. But I think the highest form of love, we not even experiencing that. Like, that pure essence of love, like, we wouldn't even know what to call it. That's why they call it in the throat deck, I ain't so far. I ain't so far. I ain't so far. I don't know. Yeah. I just had a thought. Like, faux soup. I wonder if that has to do. I don't know. But I was wondering, like, it's unattainable. I think we wouldn't even be able to experience that pure essence of love on this realm. That's why I think that's why we have all these laws, and that's why things end here, because the pure essence of love, I don't think we could experience it. I think it would look ugly, like chaos. Like, if you aren't understanding of it, if you don't understand it, it will look so grotesque to you. Like, if you're scared of something, think about this. Like, some kids are scared of, like, or I don't know, people be scared of shit, right? I don't know, like, what's the phobia? The phobia of like spiders or some shit. Like, people are scared of shit, right? Like, if you view, and it's because they have some type of memory that's attached to an experience that they had with this specific and like a spider. It's not, this new spider is not that spider, but they still have that memory and those feelings attached to it. But that's not, this spider is not that spider. They don't care. They scared. But if you sat there and talked to them about it and understand, and they understood and they broke it down and realized that that experience was an isolated experience, and it was the underlying lesson was not to be in fear, but to understand an aspect of you, in which, getting to the point, I think chaos like mirrors you. It's a mirror for you to understand an aspect of you. And like I'm at like a weird spot spiritually. It's not weird. I'm not gonna say it's weird. It's just like a neutral. I'm not up nor I'm down. Not up nor I'm down, and I'm just evaluating stuff at faith, just like looking at things. There has been like a lot of like storms lately, and they've been like all electrical. I got this feeling like something big's about to happen. I'm not. I've been getting dreams, but I can't like get to like the crux of the information, like what is about to happen. Like maybe I'm not supposed to know right now, and that's totally fine with me. If I'm not supposed to know, I don't want to know. I don't want to know, because some of the things I've seen, y'all wouldn't even believe me if I told you. Like, would not believe me at all. So like, I don't know, but I felt like doing this. I might do another, like a part 2 to this, because this was like very random and I just needed to talk, and I felt like doing a video. I was supposed to be going somewhere. That's why I dressed up nice. But who says I can't dress up nice on a video for y'all and look cute? Or just look cute in the house. Who cares? What the fuck? But I'm finna go for I might order me some food and like go for a walk. I don't know. But that's it for now.